the 7th Sunday of the year, circle A. Matthew Gospel chapter 5, verse number 43 says, "You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy." In verse number 43, listen to the big part of it. "But I say to you, you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you," that is Jesus talking. "But I say to you, love your enemies. Love your enemies." And he added, "and pray for those who persecute you." We are still on the Sermon on the Mount. And like I told us, the Sermon on the Mount is the longest sermon delivered by Jesus. The Sermon on the Mount is the longest. "You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Your enemies are those who persecute you. Your enemies are those who harm you. Those who have harmed you. Your enemies are those who do not want you to live. They don't want your success. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to laugh. They don't want you to smile. They don't want you to be happy. Your enemies are those who oppose your ways. Each time they talk, they challenge you. They really like to hear your voice. Your voice, they make them like they crazy. Make them run mad. They don't want to hear your voice. Your presence irritates them. Your voice, they make them like they vomit. They don't like you. They don't love you. They slander you. They dislike everything about you. When people they talk good things about you, they don't see the good things in you. And Jesus is saying this morning, love them. You know, listen to me. Please listen to me. In geography, though I am not an expert in that field, but I know that there are people who study geography. In geography, there is one thing that I usually reflect on. In geography, they said, the higher you go, what happens? The cooler it becomes. Dear friends, I report to you this morning, it is not like that in spirituality. In spirituality, the higher you go, the tougher it becomes. The higher you go, the more is expected of you. Now, Jesus wants us to go higher. Jesus wants us to go higher, higher, and higher in spirituality. The higher you go, the tougher it becomes. The very day you declare yourself a believer, hear me, dear parishioners, the very day you make up your mind, say, I want to be a follower, I want to be a believer, I want to be Jesus' disciple. You see things becoming even more tougher, more difficult for you. And then you ask yourself, come on, are you sure this is where I'm supposed to be? Are you sure I am on the right track? How would Jesus, for God's sake, tell us this morning to love somebody that does not love you? How would Jesus, for God's sake, tell Father Clement to love those who want to kill me? This Christianity, we need to pause, reflect before you move. No wonder those who wanted to follow him, he says, forces have hosts, the birds of the earth have net, the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. He said he wanted them to consider